Are you wondering whether your marriage can still be saved or whether it's time to let it go? It's one of the toughest crossroads that you'll ever face. But there are clear signs that can guide you to the truth of making a decision. And today I'm going to break down 5 of them so that you can get clarity without guilt, panic, or regret. Let's get started. Hey there, it's Jim McKenzie here from Relationships Rebuilt, and I talk with people every day who ask the same painful question: is it really over or can we fix it? And while no two marriages are the same, certain patterns show up again and again. And so by the end of this video, you'll have a much clearer sense of where you stand and what your next move needs to be. So let's get started with a reality check. One truth means choosing to stay doesn't make you weak. Choosing to leave doesn't make you a failure. The real mistake is letting fear or guilt make that decision for you, because you have to make your choice from a place of strength and clarity. And I'm telling you, you can and you should and you must. The first sign is that only one person is trying to save the marriage, and that's you. Now, marriage is like a garden. It doesn't grow if only one person is watering it and tending to it. If you've communicated, you've asked your partner to change for themselves as well as for you, and you've worked on yourself and your partner still will not meet you even halfway, then that's a serious red flag, a really bad sign. Because love can't live on one person's effort alone. And so if your partner's happiness keeps coming at your expense, if you're the one who's always shrinking, sacrificing, or suffering, or all three, it's time to ask, is this relationship serving both of us or just them? Now, that's a very common situation. So if that's you, let me know in the comments if you're the one who's carrying all the weight and whether you're stuck trying to decide if there's any hope for you and what you can do. I'm here to help. So share with the community. The second sign, okay, is that the blame game never ends. The blame game never ends. And what does that mean? Well, arguments happen. Frustration is normal in relationships, but if every conversation turns into blame and frustration, or if every mistake you made last week or years ago gets thrown back in your face again and again, that is what I call emotional erosion. The cracks will appear because of the constant friction that's created by their criticism. And I can tell you that you will not heal while you're constantly relitigating past errors or mistakes or arguments. Healthy couples fight for the relationship, not just in it. Now, if you're trapped in endless blame cycles and no resolution in sight, that's a serious, you need to call someone to come and fix foundations because those cracks can become very large very quickly and almost impossible to recover from. And so, before I get to the next sign, I just want to think here, am I holding on or am I just afraid to let go? Do I want to deal with those foundational cracks or not? If that's a question that it hits something in you, then do subscribe to the channel because everything here is meant to move you forward from being confused and to give you clarity because you have to make the most important decisions that you will ever make in your lifetime. Okay. And I'm here to help. Now let's look at sign 3. Right, and that is quite a sad one. It means that you can't see goodness in each other anymore. Some people just say, "Oh, I can't." They come to me and they say, "Jim, I can't name one thing I like about him anymore, let alone love him. Can't stand the sight of him." And that is sad because often it's fueled by resentments from things which are unresolved. And if those resentments have taken over, and if that contempt has, replaced any compassion you may have had for that person or feelings, if you can't remember what you loved about them, you may find that they can't see your goodness either. And that is a really, really deep, deep, deep red flag. No marriage can survive when you no longer see that human in front of you. You don't see them as part of you. You see them as someone who's against you. And at this point, you need to take a breath and look and see when's the last time you looked at your partner and felt warmth and compassion and didn't resent them. Because if resentment is overtaken, it's really, again, a very, very deep red flag. Moving on from that is sign number 4, which is controlling or toxic behavior. And I need to be clear about something here. If your partner's cutting you off from friends, family, or hobbies, or anything that brings you joy, that's not love, that's control. It's almost a form of narcissism. That controlling behavior is it's really designed to isolate you It erodes your self-worth. A healthy marriage or relationship is supposed to support your growth, not shrink it. If you feel lonelier inside the relationship than outside of it, that's not just a marriage problem, that's a safety problem. And that isolation and loneliness will cloud your judgment in making any decision as to whether you need to end the relationship. And very often in this situation, people take what they perceive to be the easier option, which is they stay, and they stay for too long. And that leads to one of the other flags I explained, which is resentment. And by that point, there's really very little prospect of recovery. And it kind of dovetails into the fifth sign, which is that neither of you wants to grow. Now, every relationship is going to hit hard times, hard seasons, be it money, be it the kids, be it your job. There are going to be frictional points at any stage. Now, what's the key to surviving that? You can survive it if you're mutually willing to grow. If one or both of you says, look, this is just who I am, you've got to deal with it, I can't change, then the relationship has nowhere to go. That door is slammed in your face. If there are two open doors, you can both walk through them. If you leave your door open and their door is closed, that's a very, very difficult room to escape from. Growth is literally, it's like the oxygen of your marriage. Without it, even if you love them, there's too much friction. Even the strongest of love will just suffocate without that air. So these are our basic 5 flags that you should be looking for in making a decision. But I'll tell you that if you're seeing these signs, it doesn't necessarily mean you've failed. It just means you're at a fork in the road and you have to make a decision which route to take. Which is one, you can keep doing what's not working, or you can choose something new. And that's built on clarity, courage, and being truthful to yourself. And sometimes, well, whether that means rebuilding your marriage or rebuilding a new life beyond it, you deserve a life that feels very real, that feels very honest, and that feels like you. That's the only way you can find true happiness, believe me. So I hope these 5 signs have been useful to you. If you want to stop spinning in confusion and try and find a way to make at least a start on healing a relationship so you can make a decision, go ahead and grab my free 6-day marriage reset plan right now. It literally has helped hundreds of people. It helps you reconnect if there is hope. It'll give you an idea about how to let go of peace if it's time to call it quits. But in either case, you'll stop living in confusion. And the link to that, like I said, is in the description. Now, if this video spoke to you or you'd like to comment, please hit the like button, subscribe, do all that stuff, and tell me in the comments where you're feeling most stuck. I do read every comment, I do read every email. Reach out because you've got this, and as always, I've got your back. I look forward to seeing you in the next video.